morning. Well, it's here. My last injection. We'll see if it's actually my last and it's the end of this sickness. I took my temperature, and although I'm a little stuffy, I have no longer a fa-shao. Fa-shao means fever. It's funny, a few of my dissenting comments on those Ningbo language dialect videos. One guy commented, "You shouldn't be teaching this." Literally, you should not be teaching this. You're gonna let people learn this dialect of Chinese instead of basic Mandarin or Cantonese, and they're gonna get confused when they come to China. What an odd comment. Don't teach multiculturalism, because you might confuse some people. My whole point of doing that show was that the show was going out to the Chinese community. And a lot of Chinese people here in Ningbo don't even know Ningbo Hua. So to have a foreigner teaching the local dialect was something that was interesting, which is why I implemented it. Teaching Chinese to Chinese people wouldn't have exactly been the best idea. A lot of cool stuff going on today. The vlogging competition is going to come to a head, as I will nominate and award a prize to the best intern vlog that published their vlog quite a while ago. But I got them all coming to the office a little later, and we're going to do a little presentation. Should be a lot of fun.
Ha ha ha, silly. Ha ha ha, silly. Ha ha ha, silly. Wasn't I?
Seeing as though this is my hopefully last time at the hospital for the foreseeable future, I thought it might be a nice opportunity to tell you a funny story about one of my first times at a Chinese hospital. You see, I had just moved to Ningbo, and I had just met Annie. We weren't dating, we were just friends at the time. She was going to Guangzhou for the Canton Fair and knew that I wanted to visit the Canton Fair too. So together, we went and took a trip to Guangzhou for the Canton Fair. Now really understand, this was the first time that me and Annie were really going on a trip together. Shortly into the trip, I started to develop a problem. Felt like I was pissing fire, basically. Didn't make for the greatest revelation to Annie, or the greatest impression either. Hey, Annie. I think I need to go to the hospital, and I think you need to help me translate. And I don't think you're gonna like what you have to translate. She was gonna have to come to a hospital, which I didn't realize at the time, but she was really, really afraid of going to hospitals. And explained that I had a problem with my penis. Not only would she have to do that in front of the doctor, but she would have to do it in front of everybody there, because the way that these Chinese hospitals work, especially the ones in Guangzhou that are really busy, is when you visit with the doctor, you're visiting with everybody that's visiting with that doctor at the same time. So I think in the room, when we ended up getting to the hospital, that we had to explain my circumstance. We had to do it with a room full of about 25 strangers. Doctor asked, "What's the problem?" And then I had to look at Annie. Annie would have to say, "When he pees out of his penis, the hole in his penis is burning." And then everybody in the room got quiet. Ooh, scintillating. When does it happen? Every time he pisses. How long has this been happening? Ever since we got to Guangzhou on our trip. It was very funny. So we had to go from there to the check room, where the doctor had to say, "Could you tell him to pull his pants down?" And then Annie had to sit outside the curtain. Mind you, we'd only known each other for a short time, and translate for me while I had my junk probed. Anyways, I mean, it was a very funny circumstance, and being back in the Chinese hospital, every time I go to a Chinese hospital, I remember that moment. Me and Annie bonded quite a bit after that moment. Turned out it was just a urinary tract infection. Taking your new friend, who happens to be a female, to the hospital so that she can explain your burning penis problem. Not a really cool icebreaker. Some people's conversational voice in Ningbo, extremely loud. That guy's having a phone conversation this whole place can hear. All right, finally finished with the hospital. Hopefully I won't see it again for a while. So now I have to switch gears, open up the intern vlog project again, and get ready for their arrival at 4. I was gonna take them out to dinner, but I still want to rest up a little bit more before I go out, and so I'm going to present the winner at the office and make it a little bit of a fun affair, hopefully. First go home, then go to the office. Okay, I've been at the office for a little while. I reviewed all the interns' vlogs and compiled some cool little comments and things. So when they get here, it'll be a fun little presentation. I am having a little bit of frustration with the fish tank though. That plate coral that was growing like crazy just had a massive die-off. And I ended up breaking off a few of the pieces that were in the center top portion here. You could see a bunch of the coral there died. So I cracked it off and pulled it out. Actually, it's not a bad thing because it was overtaking that center portion. And I don't really know why that is dying, but there is some other indications that that's not the only thing going wrong. The front of the tank here is looking interesting well in some places and not in others. For example, here, this looks very nice. Again, this plate coral is turning white and pale in areas, and I'm not sure why. But my real concern is down here with my elegance coral. Normally that coral is about this big when it's open, and it is not doing well at all. I have all my test chemicals and everything at the house. I have to come back here with them and test and figure out what's going on. In the meantime, I'm just gonna see if I can do a quick water change and bring the parameters back, but I can't do it today. I'm gonna have to do it on another day. I just won't have time after the interns get here. Sometimes some things can be doing really well, and then at that same time, other things are really not doing well. It's just weird how it's so unbalanced sometimes. All right, they have arrived. The team, the dream team.
Dream team.
All right, come back to the studio where the show is. I set up a little room so that we can do our little, presentation. Yeah. So the three of you sit down on the chair.
Man, this is so no.
I'll turn off the fish tank so we have good sound.
I'm just gonna get serious.
All right. All right, so that was nice. I think they did a good job. All three of them. I'll miss them. Now Annie wants me to go home for dinner, so I'm headed back to the house.
Ha ha ha, silly. Ha ha ha, silly. Ha ha ha, silly. Wasn't I? Oh,
New skill.
What skill?
Kissing.
Oh?
Not this. Come on, ma. Yeah, come on, ma.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed today's vlog, and you can check out the 2 new uploaded Ningbo dialect episodes, and I'll leave a link also below for the vlogging competition video, My audio dropped out for some reason on my microphone, so the audio is not really great, but it was fun to talk with them and present the prize to the winner. You can go to that video if you're wondering who the winner is. But anyways, I will see you tomorrow. I recorded a China 101 today. I'll do another tomorrow. It might take me a little time to edit them, but yeah, those are coming. Have a good night. I will talk to you later, and I'm gonna do my push-ups for today.